In a desert land so grand, EJ's got the master plan. Building dreams from oil and sand, workers' resources in hand. Refinance clean with a gleam, making cities from a stream. Sweat and grit is how it seems, living out his wildest dreams. Heat is on in Bakalaka, Dagestan. We're building oil towers like a man, with EJ at the helm, it's all in hand. In Bakalaka, Dagestan, we stand. Night and day, the grind won't stop. Concrete rising to the top. Mighty power in a drop. EJ hitting jackpot non-stop, streaming live. His empire grows in every borough, every close. From dusty plains to finance shows, EJ's name everyone knows. He is on in Bakalaka, Dagestan. We're building oil towers like a man, with EJ at the helm, it's all in hand. In Bakalaka, Dagestan, we stand. Night and day, the grind won't stop. Concrete rising to the top. Mighty power in a drop. EJ hitting jackpot non-stop, streaming live. His empire grows in every borough, every close. From dusty plains to finance shows, EJ's name everyone knows. He is on in Bakalaka, Dagestan. We're building oil towers like a man, with EJ at the helm, it's all in hand. In Bakalaka, Dagestan, we stand. We stand.
All right. That took a little bit more than 15, 20 minutes, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's just getting all the scruff off your hands. My hands were pretty dirty and pretty gasoline-y. Is that a word? Gasoline-y? Okay. Let me transfer the links over and we'll go from there. For what it's worth, just in case anybody's wondering, I have consulted the Briminator, and we have permission to get some trunk pans. I can really. That's why it took so long, because I was talking with Bree. We can get the trunk pans and the trunk extension for the car and the cross member, and we'll start from there. Guys, I mean, you guys have been very generous, and don't get me wrong, we'll get it. We'll build it up as we go. I don't have enough. We don't have enough cash to fix the whole thing right now. Not enough. If we want to do lift, we want to fix the rest of the backyard, some other things, the taxes, however all that goes. You know how it is. Yeah, we don't really have enough to do the whole thing. So we'll do bits and pieces. We'll do bits and pieces, and go from there. Not a problem. Like, make merch to fund the car. I'm working on it. Found you the partials as well. Where are you? Okay. Okay, there you are. So yeah, we'll do it. It's just, yeah, the timelines are gonna have to change a little bit, but that's okay. That's okay. But it's a backyard. Just, it's a lot of trouble to keep up. Yeah. Yeah. It's 70. Hellfish, what is this? That you said this is an OER 71 GTX Roadrunner. That's not going to work. Different body style. 68 to 70 is what we're looking for. So you're saying you spent too much at Olive Garden for Brimo's birthday, yeah? Yannick's converted a Prime sub to a Tier 1 sub. Thanks, man. Give me one sec. Let me finish getting the rest of the links here. And Yannick's, thank you. Thank you for converted. That actually helps me a lot. Those are super useful. The charger half quarters. Yeah. We should be able, I think the charger half quarters could work, Hellfish. Yeah, it's possible. They don't make coronet halves. I'm worried the sweep is too much though. But the OER, dude, okay, real quick, just quick side note. I know a lot, you guys aren't here for cars. I understand. The OER quarter is not, the AMD ones are $560. Oh, see, we only need this part. Like, we only need this piece right here. We only need the bottom of the quarter. And the cool thing is that we could take the scoops. And we could graft them onto the door. That'd be kind of cool. Let's see the sweep. Those are way cheaper, dude. The stamping probably isn't as good, but okay. All right, that's good to know. That's good to know. All right, cool. Yeah, I really got to start budgeting everything out, but yeah, not bad, not bad. Okay. So, space news. Let's do this. Space and rocket review. So, couple of things here and there. The big thing is that Ship 35. Here, let's tee into the nice sultry noises of Starbase Live. So Ship 35 is trying to do a second static fire. There was a static fire for Ship 35 last night. Here, let me just pop that off there. Pop that off there. So that's a live shot. And then over here, SpaceX did post this last night. Ship 35 did do a static fire, but it was a single engine static fire. And it wasn't very long either. Oh. That's killer. Sorry, just looking at it. Yeah. Okay, that looked okay. The engine looked fine. There's some pictures from last night, but we got the tank farm up and running here, so I am going to just keep that up there for now, right? And I'll keep it on so you guys can see it. That didn't look too nice. It's all right to me, dude. I mean, Yeah, what's wrong with it? Looks fine to me. Did you see any green? No. No, not really. If anything, that's really fuel rich. You just wanted an excuse to watch it one more time. Yeah, probably. I mean, it might be a little bit on the fuel rich side because of the orange. Interesting. Cool. Yeah, it's muffled. The honk is there. Yeah, that's what that noise is. That noise. The gruff noise. Yes, this looks fine. I mean, nice. Yeah, it looks okay. Is the video in real time? It looks like the ice was falling slowly. Let me take a look. Yeah, that's real time. Yep. That's right. Just for one engine. It's good. Any bets on how long the 6-engine static fire? You know, David, I said 15, like 10 to 15 seconds yesterday, but now the more I think about it, it's probably going. I'd say they're probably going to do a minute static fire. We'll see. We'll see what they do. Once again, if I see that thing go, I have it live, and I have the audio teed in. We'll hear it if it goes, and then I'll show you what it. Oh, we'll show you. I'm thinking probably another minute duration static fire. That would explain the first scrub, like, and then just doing a single engine firing instead. Yeah, that's my guess. But anyway, yeah, that's the big one here. That's the big ticket. Let's see what else is going on in the spaceflight industry. So we do, this is more SpaceX news, but we do have a Starlink launch tonight, 6-75, launching booster 1080 for its 18th flight. That's at 9:51 p.m. So that's going to be during after hours. We'll cover it while we're playing Red Dead Redemption for after hours. I got to hunt more birds with my 22 varmint rifle. Do you think they'll fire it with the tanks almost empty? I think they'll fire it with the methane tank almost empty, spoiled, right? But the LOX tank will be there for ballast so the thing doesn't rip itself off the pad. China tried doing that once. Didn't work very well. The static fire very quickly turned into a dynamic fire. Why do they keep doing them so late? Orbital mechanics do be like that, Aaron. Yeah, orbital mechanics is your problem there. Anyway, so that's going to be during after hours tonight. Well, we're playing Red Dead, so if you guys enjoyed the first part of the Red Dead playthrough, we'll, I don't follow that explanation. Here, watch this. So this is coming out of China last year. Coltech, take a look. So this is one of China's startup companies testing their Falcon 9 clone on a test stand. This is a test stand. Just remember that, okay? Yep, that's a test stand. Whoops. Yeah, that wasn't supposed to do that. No, this was the one from last time. That's why they fill it up with ballast. Yeah, you see that? So there's no range because this is not a launch site, so not that they care about that anyway. But yeah, see that? That's not great. You know why that's not great? Wait for it. Don't, it's very subtle. You'll see why it's not great here in a moment. Right around here is where this really, really doesn't end. Wait, they did it again? No. This was the one from last year. Can you link that? I haven't seen that angle. Sure. So yeah, that's why you fill the LOX tank down. They fill up the liquid oxygen tank with ballast, so it doesn't do that. Because that's bad. EJ, you question on NSF what rocket China would use for their first lunar landing in its Long March 10. It's actually smaller than Long March 9 and more conventional and closer to completion. It's not a super heavy launch vehicle. Yuri, what are they expecting to do with that? What's the Are you saying they fill up a rocket with weights to get it to stay put for testing? I didn't know that. Don't want things going too well then, do they? No, yeah, they fill it up with liquid oxygen to as ballast, home planet, so it doesn't rip itself off the launch mount. Yeah, that's what that test footage was a second ago. Launch one with the capsule and another one with the lander. EOR. Okay. So this is the point that I'm getting at. You're gonna do EOR with that? That's gonna take some time. They want to dock in lunar orbit. Okay, so let's wait for some flight hardware. I suppose that would work. The way I'm thinking about it is like if you had a human-rated Falcon Heavy, you could use one Falcon Heavy to put a lander up there in lunar, and then the other one to put a Dragon up there in lunar. But that's still a complicated mission, dude. It's complicated. That's a lot. There's a lot of components there. Lander, launch timing, logistics. I think the logistics thing is not that big of a deal. A capsule re-entering from trans-Earth injection, re-entry trajectory. that's something that they don't really have a lot of experience with. That's going to take some time for them to figure out, or they'll just go at it willy-nilly and somebody will die. I mean, maybe. I don't know. Probably not. I'd like to think they know better. I'm pretty sure they do. The point is that I don't see any Long March 10s. I don't see any Long March 10s around. I don't see Long March 9s around either. And that's a great model. Our moon rocket actually exists, albeit barely, but it does exist. You know? It's not like the U.S. is doing great with Orion on that front either. Yeah, I know. That's why I have such a problem with the Orion program. Lockheed Martin completed assembly of the Artemis II Orion spacecraft and handed the vehicle over to NASA, which in turn transferred it to NASA Ground Systems for processing. Next, Orion will roll via the transporter to NASA Kennedy's MPPF for fueling, multi-purpose payload fueling facility. Cool. I have not seen the new RGB Air episode. Now Long March 5. They had tested some heat shield on sample return. Yuri, I don't understand. Are you being obtuse on purpose? Okay, great. Translunar injection will get you some good data on entry, descent, and landing with a payload this size, not a payload that's the size of a capsule. Those are two different things. Stuff doesn't scale linearly in aerospace. You must know this. There's no way you don't know that. Look, guys, the other thing is that people get confused. People think I don't like, oh, the Chinese suck. They suck. No, they're gonna get it. I'm telling you, it's going to take some time because they're not stupid and they will figure it out. But why do people always say well, they have this? Well, yeah, of course, that's great, man. But they also have to confine to the same laws. They have to work with the same laws of physics that we do. There's no, ace card. They don't have an ace card to beat physics unless they can time travel. Right? It was a big capsule for sample return. Oh, it's a big capsule. Oh, okay, that's good. Cannot break the laws of physics, Captain. But EJ, I agree with you. I'm not trying to stir the boat or anything. I'm just saying what they've done. I fully agree with you. Let's not try and travel later. Yeah, well, Yuri, that's the thing, man. Every time I say, look, they're not ready, people say, oh, well, but they are. I'm like, no, they're not. That's what I'm trying to tell you. We treat China like they have all the answers. They don't have all the answers. They don't. Because if they did, they'd be there. This is am I wrong? Ancient Chinese secret. They must have Calgon. I agree with you. They just have a good pace to get the answers. I disagree. I really don't think so, Yuri. We're not getting close. They're not. It's going to be a little bit before they get close. They'll get it. I know they'll get it. I think China has very, very ambitious goals to get there by the end of the decade. And that's good. Good for them. That is an ambitious goal. There's a lot of unknown unknowns for them. I think you're giving them way too much credit, to be honest with you. Maybe there's aliens helping China get to the moon. Okay, next bit of space news. Let's go. All right, so ULA has the highlight video from the KA-01 Kuiper mission. So let's jump in. Actually, I probably can't listen to that. Do they have them? Oh, no, they don't.
Go.
Yes, they do.
Go, Centaur.
Yeah, we gotta. Oh, we can't listen to the dang music. Bingo, LSR. They have an ambitious goal. You know, take the impossible and turn it into late. I think they're capable of doing that. Damn, look at that thing. Yeah, Redbeard, yeah, exactly. With all respect, A2 needs to be uncrewed. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you're not going to get any argument from me. Dude, look at some of these shots. Oh, that's great. Half that base note just claimed the VOD. Yep. Payload fairing. Separation. Stage separation. Oh, yeah. Damn. Man, Atlas can still pack a punch. I don't know why Amazon's so secretive about these sats. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like, depends, Trey. They think they're the NRO. Yeah, I don't really understand Amazon's super secrecy behind their... Behind that, like, oh, you know, can't show our satellites. Like, dude. But my intellectual property... Diesel. I don't know, man. That's kind of lame. But whatever. It's their payloads. Nah, I don't think there was a secret payload on there, David. I think people... Amazon doesn't want people peeping on their satellites, dude. Yeah, Hellfish, I don't know, maybe. They don't want to show that they need to expend the rocket. Maybe their radio tech is not allowed to be shown off under ITAR. Who knows? Maybe. Are they all being tracked? Yeah, they're all being tracked, yeah. Anyway. I don't know, dude. I don't understand the secrecy. I think that any benefits that you get from the secrecy, you're going to lose in public perception, to be honest with you. Like, I'll be 100% honest. Like, okay, this is not me thinking one way or another. This is just like my mind immediately defaults to like, where do you get off? What's so secretive about your satellites, right? I mean, they're not going to answer that question, like, right? Like, what's so secretive about yours? They use optical sensors. They use high frequency to ground, just like Starlink does, right? Like, where do you get off, right? You know, being like, trying to be like the National Reconnaissance Office or something, right? Like, I suppose that's fair criticism, but then again, at the end of the day, Amazon doesn't owe us anything. They don't owe us anything. They don't know us. They don't. It's not. They don't have a duty or responsibility to tell us what that payload is. You know. Amazon is scared that SpaceX will copy their ancient technology. Yeah, right. Like. The secret is it doesn't work. Can't let the public know that till they buy it. I don't know, man. Yeah, it's just kind of strange. Unless the satellites are actually for a secret government program that is, well, secret. Yeah. LSR, like I said, we're not going to know anything. We're not going to know either way. It doesn't behoove them to tell us. Why would they tell us? You know? I don't know. It's just... It seems like other launch providers have set a standard of transparency, and Blue's just like, no, I'm not doing that. And whatever, that's fine. Whatever. That's what they want to do. Like, not going to say it makes my job easier. Hey, Leglander, what's going on? How are you? Anyway, a little bit more space news. Let's check this out. So Zenith and Andromeda are both operating... Nice truck. Zenith and Andromeda are both operating above 100% power level. The team is cooking. There's Stoke's Zenith engine. That is the first stage engine to their Nova launch vehicle. And then Andromeda right there is the second stage engine to their Nova launch vehicle. Stoke is working on a 2-stage, 2-orbit, fully reusable rocket. Yes, you heard that right. Fully reusable. SpaceX ain't the only ones trying to do that. Their Andromeda, not the Zenith engine is a full flow stage combustion cycle because Andy Lapsa is a genius, by the way. So Stoke was founded by a bunch of ex-Blue Origin propulsion engineers. Yeah. Andy Lapsa, the guy that runs that company, is the guy that basically designed the B4, for what it's worth. Nice, Bob. There you go. Yeah, he designed the B4, and then he said he went his own way in 2017 and started Stoke. Full flow stage combustion cycle engine right there. And the Andromeda engine is if you took an engine and a heat shield and combined them into one thing. I'm telling you, Stoke's got some pretty good stuff in the works. You know, their propulsion seems to be good. They just got to put it all together. Guys, do you think they knew when choosing a name like Stoke that people would say Stoked for Stoke? Yeah. Did you see that photo from Cosmic Background? I have not. He's Blue Origin's Tom Mueller. Yeah, Saul, that's a good way to say that. In 18 months with 10 people. Freaking get some, dude. That's pretty good, man. Stoked for Stoke to take off. Ugh. Yeah, good engines, for sure. So, in other news, we have an update from Vast. Vast had a post about their control moment gyros. It's a device that maintains the spacecraft attitude in space. Haven 1 will fly with 6 Vast CMGs working together. Those are basically SAS from KSP. That's what they are, if you're a Kerbal player. Each containing a fast-spinning flywheel mounted on a gimbal. Control moment gyros are essential for space station operations, enabling precise orientation without using propellant. Vast is designing, building, and testing CMGs entirely in-house. Yes. Hey, Bob. 8-month resub. Thanks, man. Nice. They're going Mach yes on building a pad. Cool, man. Good. The Haven demo was supposed to fly on Bandwagon 3, but it seems it didn't make it in time. Really? NASA just deleted the entire Wayne Hale blog. Oh, that's a shame. As part of NASA's modernization efforts, the agency is reducing its digital footprint, including removing blogs no longer actively maintained, have low traffic, and/or do not support an active mission. but we still have that crock of crap called NASA Plus. Are you kidding me right now? Hale began his blog in 2008 as the Space Shuttle program was winding down. The agency had named him as Deputy Associate Administrator for Strategic Partnership, and after that he served a stint as a Space Shuttle Program Manager and supervised the program's return to flight following the Columbia disaster. I was told to try out some of the new social media applications, he recalled, and kept a blog on the NASA website until he retired from the agency in 2010. The blog moved into NASA archives, but could still be found until recently, when after some apparent housekeeping within the agency, Hale's posts were removed. I guess NASA doesn't care about my work anymore, he said. We asked if Hale's blog had indeed been deleted forever, or if it would be resurrected elsewhere in the agency's archives. A spokesperson for the American agency told us it's basically gone. Okay. It's on Internet Archive. Okay. After he left NASA, Hale maintained a personal blog, which remains available. Oh, okay, cool. Cool. Hale's blog only began in... However, Hale's personal blog only began in 2010 with a post about some of the factors behind the termination of the Constellation They're killing all the Twitter accounts for the NASA missions that are not posting a lot. All right. It'd be a shame if the posts remained permanently removed from NASA's site, since Hale's recollections on how the Space Shuttle program worked, its attitude to risk, and so on, remain useful lessons for today's engineers. This includes workers on NASA's program to return people to the moon, using bits of space shuttles and shiny new capsules. If he still has his personal blog, I'm okay with that. Like, it sucks, but yeah, you know, NASA wants to reduce its digital footprint, but yet we get crocks of crap like NASA Plus. Dude, just stream on YouTube. Seriously. Who thought that was a good idea? NASA Plus, your free streaming service. Like, dude, piss off. Just stream on YouTube, please. How'd it go? How'd what go? Yeah, NASA TV. Give me NASA TV back. Have you looked at how often they update any blogs? Yeah, dude, I have not checked it. So, like, article, that's why I'm kind of okay with it. I personally have not checked a NASA blog in a very long time. Except maybe for space news. Car shenanigans? Oh, really bad, by the way. Yeah. Check last, please. Remember we yapping about work hours and performance reviews. The day of reckoning is near. And this is the new NASA plan for 2026. So, Seacracking with the car, we pulled the gas tank. I found rot in the frame rails. Not a lot. It's patchable. But we found some. I got the car up on stands. It's leveled. And yeah, frame rot was another kick in the balls. That's bad. We'll patch it. We'll patch it up. But I suppose it's not too bad because I did get permission from, not permission. Bree and I talked it over that we could start spending cash on some of the parts to fix the back of the car. So probably after this stream, we'll buy the trunk pan, we'll buy the extensions, I'll buy the rear cross member, and that should keep us busy for a little while. Yeah, it should keep us busy for a while. The reality of the situation, Seacracken, is, and this is not me asking for money, please, for the love of God. If you do like supporting the car content, just yeah, tell me. But if I was going to buy all the things that car needed right now, probably would be like 5 to 6 G's. I don't have 5 to 6 G's in liquidity that I'm willing to spend on the car right now. Could we afford it? Yes, probably. But I don't feel comfortable depleting money that like that. No. Like, it's like when we're playing workers, dude. Like, I don't really want my money to go below a certain threshold in case something goes wrong. Like a grain silo burning down. We learned the hard way. You should do that in real life, guys. You should always have a little bit of extra cash. Just not a lot, but a little bit of extra cash on hand. You need more liquidity, man. Yeah, so we're gonna have to do bits and pieces, like on a month-to-month basis for the car. That's the truth. It's gonna be bits and pieces. I can't fix the whole thing right now. I don't care about relay shenanigans, just focus on the performance reviews. Bros are going overdrive with NASA in 26. So for the tank watchers, no frost lines, still in chill down. Yeah, I see it. I see it up there, outdoorsman. So you're saying give you cash? No. Crazy fool. Why do you always jump? All right, what's this? Is this blue sky? Oh, okay. This is being circulated at NASA regarding new performance evaluations to be done 4 times a year. Note, faithful support of administration of the law and president's policies are #1 criteria for both SES, SLST, and NASA personnel. The Office of the Chief Human Capital Officer. Chief Human Capital Officer. Okay. Okay. Huh. Yeah, Fluffy, I get it. Uh, whoa. Okay. The current once-a-year review used to be done in November, December, and it was just getting signed without caring if a program is underperforming. Fellas, I'll speak my mind. Some people may not like what I have to say, and that's fine, but whatever. We'll say it. Look, here's the thing. It's no secret that NASA is very slow. They're very slow. Sometimes that's deliberate, okay? Sometimes that's on purpose. Sometimes programs go slow. Now, there's other cases where shenanigans are going down, like with Viper or Chandra or something like that. There's other cases where people are dragging their feet on purpose. SLS, good example. They're dragging their feet on purpose. Now, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like that's not happening. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like contractors don't nickel and dime NASA and intentionally go slow so they can rake profits in. Of course they do that. NASA allows it to happen. I've said this in the past. It happens. And I don't know about you guys, like, I'm not really okay with that. Like, that's really freaking annoying. You know, now, with that being said, something like implementing a performance review, having more performance reviews and having some accountability at NASA is not something that I generally disagree with. That's what needs to be done. It's just some of the way that stuff was worded is not faithful administration of the law and president's policies. Like, Now, I want to be clear from a civic standpoint, technically, yes, that's what NASA is supposed to do. They have to follow the law set to them by Congress to do a certain thing by a certain time with a certain amount of money, and the president is the one that comes up with those goals. Sure. Sure. The I'm not sure, like, here's the thing. I don't disagree with any of this. Efficiency, merit and competency, holding others accountable. That's what NASA really needs. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, it needs that. Like, but the other thing is, like, the flip side of that is, how do we know you're not just using this as a way to get rid of people you don't like? You know? Like, that's the flip side of this. Like, I agree with all that, but are you guys just going to go in there and clean house? Like, I mean, on one hand, I've said that that's pretty much what NASA needs. I said myself, like, after, after we heard about the Orion heat shield, I said myself, I'd go into NASA HQ and just fire everybody. But also at the same time, I'd do it because I want people that actually want to go to space. I'm not sure if that's the case here. I mean, really, time will tell, you know? NASA is the retirement gig for a lot of people who burned themselves in the commercial sector in the 20s and 30s, and now they're in their 40s and 50s. They want to spend more time with their families. So NASA is getting the L from the deal. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Aqualex. I once again, that's a weird way of putting that. I'm not like, why'd you say it like that? You know that Bart Simpson meme? Like, what an odd thing to say. Why would you say that way? But either way, like, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like NASA doesn't need some help. Hey, Alleviate, what's up? Hey, just wanted to check something quickly. I watch a lot of your stuff now on YouTube because I can't get it on the TV. Please tell me having premium you get paid still. Yeah, actually, Alleviate, dude, I got my first payout from YouTube actually yesterday. It's in the 4 figures, man. It's low 4 figures, but it's in 4 figures. That's not bad considering. Yeah. Yeah. Like, that's not bad. That's not bad. Yeah. I got the payout. Now, keep in mind, that is from 6 months of streaming. That is from 6 months of streaming. But also, not bad. That's not bad. Yeah, figure like 00001. Yep. Yeah. So, yeah, it was over. It was basically since I got partnered on YouTube, which maybe not 6 months. I got partnered on YouTube in February, I think. January or February. So actually, I think it was February. So like 4 months. That's 4 months. That's 4 months with all super chats and ad revenue. It was I'll tell you guys. It was about $1,200. Yeah, it was 1257.30, I think. I'm keeping my sub going here, supporting in any ways that you can. Yeah, $1,200 for 5. Well, no, February. So 4 months. That's not bad considering it's we're a really small stream. That's pretty good. I'd have to see the breakdown of what's a super chat and what is not, like what's ad revenue and stuff. Like, I'd be kind of curious to go and check that. But yeah, I saw the payout and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Okay, T-Man. NSF is going live in 5 minutes for the static fire. Cool. Yeah, car money. Well, already... Yeah, that's... yeah, that'll really help. That YouTube payout basically pays for all the parts that I want to buy, so that's good. Did you buy Brimo a gift or got her a fancy dinner? I built her a bed for her birthday, if you really want to know. I hot rodded the furniture. We have a really, really nice bed stand. And I modified the bed stand to work with the electric recliner on the bed that we have. So now we have a super nice bed stand that's been hot rodded to an electric recliner. So we have this really nice wooden bed stand, and it's designed to pick up and work with the metal brackets that hold the mattress up. Of course I did, dude. I sent you the stats on Discord. Does it work? Of course it works. Hot rodded bed. Did it do a static fire? Oh, drummer, you have that information. Wait. Wait, hold on, drummer. Let me check something here real quick. Hot fire the bed. Yeah, right. November 17th was when I enabled ad revenue. Okay. So yeah, it's a little longer than that. That was six months, almost 7 months of pay. Not great. Genuine Police Revolution are both the best. Primo's awesome, Baron. She's freaking sweet. Dude, you know what I did on break? You know why I took so freaking long? I went in and told her that we're going to drop probably about $1,000 on patch panels for the car. And she looked at me and said, all right, cool. Yeah. So there's that. Yeah, Baron, thank you. We're good. Anyway. Mary, yeah. Oh, drummer, okay, that's cool. I see it. Does it count as a business expense? Of course I'm expensing it, dude. Absolutely. But yeah. Anyway, let's get back to space news. Going back to this here, guys, once again, I don't mind this, and I think NASA needs this, but I'm not sure. Time is going to really tell whether that is actually what we think it is. Get memberships to do to have recurring revenue. I'll work on getting members up soon, David. Yeah. Firefly's aerospace test facility might get hit by a tornado. Well, don't worry about stuff that hasn't happened yet, dude. We got a frost line on ship 35. All right. Cool. Let's bring up SBL. NSF has the live commentary that should be starting soon, but we'll Starbase live it. Now Starbase live. They should get a consultant about this. There's really good ones out there do it right. What do you mean, Bob? Compare some of the old points in 25 to the ones in 26. I was looking at them. Aaron, don't forget to like the stream. Yeah. Now watch this live. Right, Olivia. I like those cranes. Yeah, you see, cranes of a feather flock together. The commentary's live. Yeah. Wait, didn't you say two cranes means an OLM lift? How else are they going to do it, Erudite? How else are you going to do it, man? How else is that possible? You're not going to lift that OLM without two big honking freaking cranes. And guess what? There's two big honking cranes right there. Also, your Russian friend says hi. Privet. Privet, tovarish. Как дела? Is this crane appreciation hour? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. OLM lift could happen right after Flight 9. Now watch Flight 9. Ryan, Caton, and Max, they're clearly over there waiting for harassment, practically demanding it. Who wants to... Wait, what? RE goals, accountability, software to manage that. There's also science and data behind that can be used. Yep. I'm confused. The OLM... David, do you think the OLM lift's going to happen before Flight 9? Okay. All right, okay. Ferd. Makes me laugh how small the cranes look. They're well compared to the tower and stuff, dude. They look tiny, but those Lever 11,000s are huge. They're absolutely righteously big cranes. Why would they have the cranes ready if they weren't? Comus, that's always been my modus operandi with SpaceX. You know, people are like, well, the OLM isn't ready. Why would they move the cranes if it wasn't near moving? Right? Like, that's always been how I look at this, dude. Call it deductive reasoning. SpaceX wouldn't move the damn cranes if they weren't thinking about moving the OLM soon. Shorter cranes can carry more, less lever action. Bingo. Also, guys, the jib... not the jib, the mast. Not the jib mast. That's different. The mast piece on these cranes is almost as tall as your main boom. See the masts? Both of them are huge. These cranes are designed to lift something. The setup for the lattice crane here is designed to lift something very, very heavy. New tile pattern near the catch pins. Really hope we get to see re-entry. Yep. Mast and jib. Cranes borrow rigging terminology from a sailboat. Do they have cranes at the production site to lift the OLM onto SPMTs, or it's sitting on legs, Tennyson. The SPMTs will go underneath it and they'll lift it up. At least I could say to you that Draco is getting a lot of funding and Sentry is getting restarted. I have some friends on the team, both nuclear thermal programs. Good. You'll see that tomorrow in the budget. Nice. Sorry, chats are going crazy. 2 or 3 SPMTs. Oof. I don't know, man. I would say 3. I would say 3. I mean, you see 2 to move the booster, 2 in line to move the booster, and the booster in the transport stand's probably what, like 400 tons? The oil, maybe the OLM. I don't know. Think the OLM is that heavy? I think the OLM's heavier than that. I think it's way heavier than that. Will you be there for this flight? I'm not sure, Yum Food. I'll see. It really depends if NSF needs me again. I would say three rows of SPMTs would probably be what we're getting at here. We need you. Maybe we'll just do a Starship from here, guys. Scratch my theory. There's a 12-hour rollout delay from the 3rd to the 4th. Okay. So right now we're looking at a live shot of Ship 35 down at the Massey's testing site. Yeah, basically that, Baron. Yeah. I missed the Starship streams. Okay. Noted. Want to go moose hunting in Maine in the fall if I get tags? Maybe? Sure. I've never been hunting before, Article. I'm a city slicker, dude. I just recently converted to rural living, okay? But I'm a city slicker, bro. I could work on the damn car. Hunting? I don't know. Haven't seen or heard from Gene in a while. Hope he's doing well. Gene's busy with book stuff, Fluffy. You going hunting would be incredibly funny. You were there watching the OLM lift from across the road. It was really cool. Not gonna lie, I'd prefer EJ streaming launch from here than Boca. Yeah, guys, I think. Okay, I'll see if NSF needs me. If they don't, I'd love to stream it here with you guys. Obviously. Typically, a power pap can move 50 tons per axle. Yeah. SpaceX owns one of the cranes and they rent another one, Alleviate. Tank farm activity went down last time. You need a hunting stream? Oh, jeez. Yeah, Hampus, exactly. That's the other thing, dude. The last 2 Starship missions that I went down there for failed miserably. Every other Starship launch, with the exception of, like, Flight 1, where I covered it here, did just fine, given the test objectives, right? So I'm like, oh no. Like, maybe, I mean, even Alex over in the NSF chat was like, dude, you're cursed. I'm like, I'm not cursed, man. It's not my fault. EJ's fault confirmed. EJ, don't leave. All right. Fine. Then stop clapping your hands then. And go, every time I clap my hands, a child in Africa dies from hunger. Yeah, well then stop clapping your hands then! Sorry. It's a Robin Williams joke. It's right, it goes in the square hole. Would be funny though if you were the cause. Yeah. What? It's a Robin Williams joke. Sorry, it's pretty funny. That's from Live on Broadway, dude. That's such a good bit, man. That whole stand-up, if you haven't watched that, it's pretty damn funny. It's actually a Billy Connolly joke. Williams repeated it. I all. Okay. It's actually a Billy Connolly joke, whoever the hell that is. Zanku, 81 month resub. Sounds more like a Bill Connolly joke, but I guess so. You should even know that with multi-billion-dollar engineering project, we're still super... Dude, I believe in bad juju. Bad juju is absolutely a thing with spaceflight, and I refuse to believe that it's not. To be honest, your channel does way better when you're doing your own coverage from the office. With NSF, there's so many limitations. Yep. Yeah, Peter, it is what it is. Oh, you don't know Billy Connolly? I've probably seen it at some point, dudes, but I'm trying to do this cast here, and I don't need, like, trying to do this space news here, and we don't need to talk about whoever the hell that is. But anyway, yeah. But are you very superstitious? Yeah, writing on the wall. Yep. He's the father in Boondock Saints. See, I know who that is. There you go. I do get cheesecake. Yep, yep. Although you and Gene in person seems to work really well. Yeah. Top left, what's that? It's a box. No, that's one of the sidewalls. This guy. Yeah. Yes, I know who that is. I'm sorry. Out of the bajillions of names that I remember up here, I blanked on one. It's the trench wall. Yeah, outdoorsman, that's what it is. That is Pad B at the top left. Pad B is not near Massey's, guys. Massey's is down the street. Yeah, you guys want to get scale. Look at the top left picture. Look at the people walking around on the damn pad. That thing is freaking huge. Oh, somebody's welding. Somebody welding. How far off from launch, you reckon? Alleviate with this week and a half, maybe. If it depends on if the static fire goes. I'm not seeing much activity here. I'm watching it. How many starships are currently built? That's ship 35 behind me. Yeah, we've seen... Oh, Ellis, are you still here, dude? We've seen parts up to 39 and 40, if I'm remembering right. 40 is the newest one we've seen parts for, Kate. Yeah, there you go. Imagine 36 SLSs or 36 space shuttles. I mean, yeah, yes, Jackal, I will imagine that. And I've been saying that we should be doing that for like the last 15 years, man. Yeah, yes, that's right. Yeah, we should do that. That's a good idea. We should do more of that. You know, like, yes, that's a good call. We should do that. That's a really good idea. Not so much this, but this. More of this. Yeah, yeah. It's kind of cheating since they skipped like 10 plus numbers. So, okay. I mean, actually, if we're going to be completely fair, so 36 SLSs or 36 space shuttles, right? So, okay, they skipped 10, 26. You don't want 26 space shuttles? Is Jack's Land Rover still working? The last time I talked to Jack about that, he had a brake line fail. And then I told him, I told him don't drive that thing around. And I'm not necessarily sure that advice was heeded, but, you know, whatever. It's just brakes. My car doesn't have brakes. It's fine. It's not. My car also doesn't have a trunk. During transport, a COPV fuel tank crate collided with a black cat which survived and was adopted by a team member. The COPV displayed irregular thermal analysis and failed pressure tests, leading to its deferral for use. X-rays and ultrasonic tests showed no defects. 2 years later, the COPV remains in storage, tagged as cursed. Oh, I believe it, dude. No. Baron, bad juju with spaceflight is absolutely a thing. Oh, I don't care what anybody says. That's why, like, okay, when Firefly tried to force their count, right? They tried to get through the count really, really quick to target the end of the window. I was like, don't do this. That does not feel right at all. Do not do that. And they ended up not, right? So, dude, outside forces are trying to tell you something. And then they launched it the next day, right? Right at the beginning of the window, sent it, and the thing blew up. Like, dude, I'm telling you, it's like when when I'm working on the car. The car talks to you. It tells you, save me, or tells you, kill me. Kill me! Right? Like, dude, that's absolutely a thing with rockets. It's a thing with vehicles. I've heard tons of anecdotal evidence to corroborate exactly what you're saying. People are superstitious like that. Dude, it's a thing. Sometimes it just can't be explained. Jeremy, curious, how much does it cost SpaceX in fuel? Brun, to do a Starship static fire, probably like 150 G's worth of fuel and oxidizer, somewhere in there, I'd say. That's just a rough estimate, but... What rocket blew up recently? Pop, Firefly launched their Alpha rocket. What was that? That was Tuesday. 2 days ago. They launched their Alpha rocket, and the second stage engine went off before it was fully out of the inner stage during staging. It ended. Okay, you ever seen Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade? It ended poorly. He chose poorly. Yeah, kind of like that. Oh, also, yeah, thank you, Goalie. We will show this. Check this out, dudes. Literally, the back fell off. Yes, the nozzle decided to liberate itself from the vehicle. So you guys want to see how big one of those 11,000s are? That's the house. That's the house and pin and the crawler part for a Liebherr 11,000. This crane is like 3 stories tall, just the house. Yeah, SpaceX has 2 of these things lined up next to each other at Pad B right now. And your coronet is schizophrenic. Its mechanicals are shouting save me, but its body is shouting kill me. Hey. Somehow the thing is, yeah, Deadbringer. I mean, somehow through all of this, dude, I don't know how that thing could have so many speed holes in it and the chassis is still rigid somehow. I'm still failing to understand this. The car might be possessed. You might be right. I have a lead engineer who's in his 50s who's autistic, but he has hyperfixation. If we're working on the project before FRA, he spends the entire night rechecking every paper and note written by everyone who built it. If he feels something is off, the flight is canceled. He won't give us a direct answer why, but he just redirects us to recheck everything, and 99% of the time we find something off. It's either low pressure on a fuel line or a star tracker, not showing correct data. Dude, I'm telling you, bad juju's a thing. It's a thing with rockets. If it doesn't feel right, don't do it. With Pad A rebuild slowly coming along regarding Flame Trench, can't they curve the eastern exit towards the Danger Dune? I'm not sure you'd be able to do that, Fluffy, with that much power in the trench. Maybe. That outer wall of that curve is going to have to be really strong, dude. You need a space Jobu. Dude, that's a thing. I say, frick you, Jobu. I do it myself. Dude, that's, I'm telling you. It's a thing with driving, flying, lots of stuff. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So you stay home for Starship and Alex stay home for Falcon 9. For real. Hey, drummer, are you here real quick? Fun note about Star Trackers. If your payload is attached to a cryogenic second stage that doesn't have spray-on foam insulation, never activate the Star Tracker because it will literally get blinded by the free LOX particles in the onboard software. We'll go into safe mode trying to understand what the heck it just saw. Oh, nice. I'll just type it to him. Weather guy, thank you. He's gone to bed, I think. I wonder how that one was figured out. Detanking. No action, dude. Star Trackers versus Star Warsers. They're called Trekkies, Bedhead. Thank you very much. Did you pick your Starship model up when you were at Boca Chica? Maybe it's the Mojo. No, Patos, I didn't. Static Fire Scrub, it looks like. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Tank Farm spooling down. Balls. Well, that sucks. Yeah, guys, so people ask me like, oh, when's the next flight? When's the next flight? It is entirely contingent on these dang static fires, dudes. That probably just pushed us a little bit, if it did truly scrub right now. Is Ship 35 cursed? No. Erudite, I think SpaceX is treading softly right now. I think those fuel downcomers got in their head, zombie. No? All right. Some people probably get that joke, in which case, good for you. Great band. Zombie. No, I think they're being very cautious on purpose. They do not want to blow up one of these things. You don't want to lose a test stand. You don't want to lose a pad either. Sorry for a sidetrack. Which Iowa-class battleship do you want to be reactivated? The Jersey. It's brand new. May she rest in peace. Respect. Bet most people don't know what that song is about. Yeah, probably not. Probably not, Mutter. But with their tanks and their guns in your head, they are fighting. It's a good song, dude. It's heavy, man. It's a real heavy song. Static fire to launch for Ship 33 and Ship 34 in order. 30 and 25 days. Yep. Zombie. I can't even make my voice crack like that. I miss the 90s. They were pretty cool, huh? So, dudes, I was still a little young for the 90s, but I remember I was not like just a wee lad, right? I was, 8, 9, 10, 11. Like I was competent enough to remember that time, right? Dude, Summer Car is absurdly accurate. Like, if you're younger and you watch me play Summer Car and you say this game's ridiculous, dude, that's what the 90s were like. That's it, dude. Oh, you want to go get food? All right, cool. Take the boat. with the boat. Hope you don't run out of fuel. Like, dude, it is summer car. Watch me play summer car. That is what the summertime was like in the 1990s. That's what that is very accurate. I was there. It was exactly like that. You know, okay, get this, dudes. I remember in like 98, 99, where there was a phase where I actually got bored of video games because this was before online and stuff, right? Like there was some online shooters, like I was playing Tribes and stuff, right? Starships Tribes, right? But there was a time where I was just like, yeah, I don't feel like playing games. I'm going to go outside. And I stopped playing video games for like months. I was like 10 or 11. I'm just like, yeah, I beat all the console games. I'm good. You know? Shazbot. Shazbot! Come get over here. Good times, man. Good times. Yeah, I was just like, yeah, I'm good. Frost dripping on Ranch Cam, hopefully a recycle. All right, we'll see. She's actually on her way to collaborate with a band doing a cover of that song. She died the day before she was going to, and they made the cover as a tribute to her. Cool. Right on. Yeah, dude, that's Summer car is like, that's accurate. That's right. That's correct. That is how it was. Like, it was cool, man. It was a good time. That was fun, man. It's a good time. Even into the early 2000s was still pretty good, man. Was engines and cars and all that fun mechanic stuff expensive back then? No. Absolutely not, Kirok. Yeah, there you go, Excessive. Right on. All right, well, Leon, see you, buddy. Like, oh, man. Trick or treat didn't start until after dark. And, dude, the cops were on the prowl. If you were doing something dumb, the cops were on the prowl. Oh, yeah. Did you ever use a Game Shark? Yeah, absolutely. I still have my Game Shark, Jackal, that I bought. I bought that Game Shark, I think, from a Radio Shack or something. From the local Radio Shack. I rode my bike down to the damn Radio Shack and bought the stupid Game Shark. I still have it. That one's in my house. It's next to my N64. That is the one that I got from my parents in Christmas of 96, I think. But Kirok, old cars, yeah, dude. Like this Coronet, man. You could buy like the 4-door. You could buy a 2-door Coronet with a 440 in it for like $1,500 in the 90s, dude. The cars were not expensive. Nothing was expensive. I miss Radio Shack. Me too. Yeah. You gave yourself infinite nukes on battle tanks. The first time I played Battle Tanks, Jackal, I rented it from Blockbuster Video. I rode my bike down to Blockbuster and asked my parents if I could rent a game. And they said, yeah, go ahead. And I rented Battle Tanks for the weekend. Man, good times, dude. Oh, that was so kick-ass, man. Yeah. Bro, that's strange. Yeah, weather guy, right? Dude. Yeah. Pecan Rewind, yeah, baby. I remember I got a TV for my birthday. It was 12-inch CRT, 12-inch CRT screen, right? With VCR and RCA plug-in, so I could play N64 in my room on a monitor about this big. Guess what, dudes? I still have that television. That's also in my basement. Guess what's hooked into it? Duck Hunt and an NES. No, it's not the original. It's not. It's not the original NES. That the NES was before my time a little bit. But I have it. I have the TV. I have a CRT monitor so I can play Duck Hunt. It's yeah. So when I bought in like 98 or 99 or something. Did you play Turok on PS2? Nah, I never got into Turok, dude. Do you remember tape rewinders? Yeah, of course, Rares. The tape rewinder that looks like it looks like a sports car. Yeah, the rewinder that looked like a race car. Right? It's red. Yeah? I thought you never hunted. Turok, dude. What do you mean Be quiet. But yeah, Summer Car, guys, is pretty damn realistic for crazy 90s shenanigans, with the exception of flipping the tractor. But for some of us, yeah, yep. Wait, it intentionally looked like a sports car? Yeah. Yeah, the car VHS tape rewinder. This thing. That, right here. This would rewind your VHS tapes. You pop the hood and you put the tape in and you close it and it'll rewind it for you. Yeah. Dude, they were sick. They came in like all different colors and stuff. This is the one that we had. That one. The one that looks like a Ferrari. That's probably on purpose. Yeah. To be fair, you can't set that much stuff on fire in the game, so flipping a tractor is close enough. That's right. Yeah, setting stuff up. Bro, can we just bring that back? Can we bring that back, please, dude? Oh, what a good time, man. You know, if I'm ever blessed with children, dude, I'm gonna try to make sure we emulate that as much as possible. Like, I'm not giving my kids an iPad. You know what I'm doing? I'm giving them an N64. I'll give them my N64. Good. You play GoldenEye. There you go. And Super Mario. Have fun with that. You know? I still have all my games. I still have my N64. But, yo, here's Super Mario World. Have fun. There you go. In good time, Baron. Good things come to those who wait. So the lead paints and the questionable foods, did I mention either one of those? I don't think so. I don't think lead paint was in the 90s. You should start doing retro nights. Yeah. I don't know. They might be recycling, guys. I'll admit I'm stalling talking about the 90s, but Ship 35 might be restarting, and I kind of don't want to miss it. So we'll chill here for a little bit longer and go from there. We do have a Falcon 9 launch tonight. But yeah, if it goes too long, dudes, I'm going to we'll switch to Red Dead and we'll start playing that. Speaking of great games. Well, Jackal, I answered that question. Why play outside when we can escapism in VR chat? Yeah. Don't give them the actual hardware. Give them a mister with all the games instead. N64s are fragile. No, they are not fragile. Dude, my N64 got the trash beaten out of it. No way, man. Nintendos are designed to be handled by children. Have you ever seen a GameCube, dude? You can throw a GameCube off the roof of your house and it'll be fine. The N64 joysticks wore out so badly. Dude, there's a retro game shop in Plymouth, man. I got that under control. I already have new controllers. Are you going to get the Switch 2? I don't console game much anymore, dude. Oh, looks good, goalie. A little bit of hop at the beginning, but it hooked up. Nice. Fun fact, GameCubes are what Nokia made phones from. I can't tell if that's legit, Kujiman, or if you're just making a joke. Because if not, I believe you. Translation, is Brimo getting the Switch too? Translation of your translation. If she wants to, sure. My earliest memory is riding a bicycle with your friends behind a mosquito spray truck. All right. I have, Pashto, I still have my OG Xbox. I have the Xbox. I have a Mark 1 Xbox. And when I say Mark 1, I mean manufactured in like November of 2001. I got it for Christmas 2001. Its manufacture date was November of 01. Yeah, I still have mine. My original Xbox. Will you let the kiddos watch 90s cartoons? Yeah, absolutely. And my original Xbox still works, dudes. It still works to this day. Check that board for leaking caps. Known flaw has them leaking, eating copper off the boards. I don't want to break the seal on it, man. It's never been opened up. But yeah. Yeah, Kirok, working on cars in the 90s, dude, was totally different. So, like, stuff was, cars, getting into cars and stuff was really dirt cheap until, like, 08, 09, because of cash for clunkers and stuff, dude. You'd be amazed at what people turned in for cash for clunkers. Stuff that would be very sought after nowadays. Yeah. I remember reading the horror stories. Like, yeah, the cash for clunkers really screwed the aftermarket or like used car. Kirok, what's cash for clunkers? So cash for clunkers was a government program where if you were driving around a car, an older car, and you wanted a new car, you could turn it in and you could get a huge discount on a new car. The government, the idea behind it was that the government, the auto industry went belly up because they're incompetent. Which is why I don't like Chevy. The auto industry needed to sell cars, so they'd give you money if you turned in your old car to buy a new car. Now, that's all fine and dandy, dude, but a lot of cars that were fine, they junked them. Like, a car that was turned in for cash for clunkers, they poured salt in the gas tank and then ran the car. Like, they junked them. They didn't take them apart. They didn't like use them for parts, like part the car out, use it for other parts. They junked them. They scrapped all of them. And what that really did, all that really did was just completely bone like the vintage car and used car market. And we're still feeling the effects of that to this day. Take it back. Chevy is really good. No. I don't like Chevy because they went belly up in 2008 and then took taxpayer money and never paid it back. Yeah, that's the reason I don't like Chevy, guys. Sorry. That's not true. You gave it back. You were there. You sure? Your choice on the Xbox. Break the seal, run the risk. Your board is being preventively destroyed. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we'll do that on a stream one day, dude. You had that in Germany called Abrach Prime. It's horrible for resource efficiency and therefore the climate. Yeah, Yannick, they junked a bunch of cars. They basically, they scrapped them and... Yeah, who knows what they did with all that damn motor oil and stuff. It's not like you're going to get it fixed under warranty if you don't break the seal. Yeah, that's true. You want to recap anything made between 94 and 04. Anyway. So yeah, cash for clunkers, yeah, Kirok, it killed our used car market. Dude, people were scrapping like muscle cars and stuff, like Mustangs, Camaros, a lot of really, really nice stuff. Um, and personally, I think that these car rebate, the car rebate programs, yeah, these cars, like they're all gas guzzlers and stuff. A lot of gas guzzlers got turned in, so a lot of muscle cars got scrapped. A lot of vintage automobiles. I'm not even kidding. They weren't nearly as popular as they are now. A lot of good stuff got scrapped, like Supras and stuff. Like, dude, I remember looking at the stories. Like, people were junking Mark III Supras, which is insane by today's standards, right? Like, it wasn't that. It was just good. It was pickup trucks. A lot of pickup trucks, like my box body Ford. A lot of those things got tanked. And once again, no aftermarket, no nothing. Like, you can't take it apart. If you wanted to order cash for clunkers, you had to junk the car, scrap the thing, crush it, which is the reverberations of that basically have screwed the used car market. Especially if you want to fix like an old truck or an old car, the price of everything went up because of that. But, surely the price of new cars didn't go up because, we junked all these old cars that still work and we replaced them with new cars that break after a while. Surely that made up for it, right? Nope. So, yeah. I need 4-stroke outboard injection check. Yeah. Ironic. The transmission of my car is a loose bearing or something. We just replaced the clutch. It's a Ford. Yeah. Interesting. I took advantage of it. They didn't think about this at the time. Yeah, Mutter, there's carb as well. That's carb is no, excuse me. Sorry. That's cash for clunkers. Yeah, Mutter linked it up. There was also the carb program in California in the 90s, which is ridiculous. Found on road dead. It's real, dude. You know it's weird. I had plenty of Fords. I'd never really had problems with them, Jackal, ever. It's weird. When's the last time the 97 had a problem? I'm pretty sure the last problem I had with the 97 was the wheel coming off because somebody dropped that truck from a forklift. That probably had something to do with it. My 97 starts right up, dude. I started it in like minus 20 degrees in the dead of winter. It still started up. It was frozen to the ground, but it still started up. It's 2014 Focus. Well, there's your problem. First on race day. Fix that for you. No, Outdoorsman, I think the diff unwelded itself when I was driving down the road. Anyway, sorry, I don't mean to get on the soapbox with the cars and stuff. But yeah, Kirok, that's what happened, dude. Yeah, it screwed the used car market. And yeah, we're still feeling the repercussions of that. And surely the automakers would lower the prices, right? Because everybody's going to buy a new car, right? Right? That's one of the reasons why we have $80,000 pickup trucks, dude. The Federation of Recycled Datsuns. You know what, Paul? I like that one. I'm going to wear that one with pride. That's pretty damn funny, dude. That's pretty good, man. I like that one. Did I see this? What's that, Baron? A lot of the dead cars ended up on container ships and made their way overseas. I did see that, Baron. That's cool. But anyway, yeah. Don't forget, at the time, a condition from the government was to build smaller, cheaper cars, which we did. Dude, what an idiotic piece of just... Yeah. Your first car was an 81 Fairmont. It was a corporate car before I bought it. So well maintained. Dude, an 81 Fairmont. Nice. Those are nice cars. I don't see anything that indicates a recycle here, Kate. So, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, Bob. I mean, that's a whole thing in itself, dude. Forcing to putting all these stupid. I mean, we talked about this. Putting all these stupid things, restrictions on automobile design, basically forced everyone to make the same stupid thing over and over again. It made Chevy and Ford and Dodge stray away from the formula. Where did that get us? Got us nowhere, dude. Like. We wonder why the auto industry, like, we wonder why it is the way that it is. Like, you got a Yugo? Nice. Yeah, the effects of that program was that everybody traded in their US-made vehicles and bought Toyota Corollas and Priuses. Yes, exactly. Great. Real great thing. Real good. At least you still got a job. Yeah. RDR2 tonight? Yeah. Yep. I was told that the Lotus Factory, it stands for lots of trouble, usually serious. Yeah. I'd buy a K car. Nice Dodge Reliant. Yeah, baby. There you go. I mean, like I said, it forced them to stray away from the damn formula, dude. But, yeah, it sucks. Like, why don't we have something like that's the equivalent of like an 85 Caprice? Like, where's the Caprice? Where's the Malibu? The Malibu is just some import ripoff. Like, everybody, oh yeah, you gotta go to front wheel drive, Euro Touring spec. Dude. No. That was a joke, deep reference. A nice Reliant Automotive. Oh, I thought you made a typo. I get it. That's the depress vent? I think so. Going to have it with Slate. I'm still wondering how Slate's going to scale, Dr. Gnome. How are you going to sell a car at a $20,000 price point? How is that possible? Best two vehicles I ever had were an 87 Caprice and a 97 Dually. That's why that's why I hung on to the 97 once I got my hands on it. Found some space. Raptor 2 fails during testing. Oof, da. That was yesterday on the test stand. Also, the race I did on Sunday didn't go too well. We had trouble getting the chain guard on the engine to dig seam into the seat. Bought a new chain guard. Just see how they moved back. It ended up being clamped onto a weld at work. The engine was down on... Nice. Engine was down on power for most of the day. Little flow jet was clogged in the carb. Oof. Yep, had to take it apart, blow air into it, and then retool the car before the final race finished near last. Oof. They sell the car cheaper than they make bank with all the add-on parts they could provide. They're hidden in customization pretty hard. Oh, the Texas State Affairs Committee reviewed the bill and forwarded it to the House for the full vote. The bill that would give SpaceX control over beach closures. Interesting. Yeah. Okay. Don's up to something interesting. Top universities for suborbital research. Cool. Seems like the tank farm is restarting, Trey. Slate is not a $20,000 vehicle. It's a $30,000 vehicle with a bunch of government incentives and tax benefits. Yeah. Yeah, Austin. That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, how you getting to scale at that price point? You're not. You're not going to. I see him, Aqualix. That's cool. I want a modern El Camino. I don't have any problem with it, any El Caminos. NASA is still investigating the Psyche fuel leak, but they have a dual redundant fuel system that they can use. Actually, they have a third one, but it's low pressure, but it could be used in an extreme scenario. Hey, TurboClag, what's up? Who knows what 20K will be worth when Slate finally comes to be? Oh, jeez. It's too real, man. It's too real. How many static fires do you think Ship 35 is going to need? T-Man, if I had to guess, they would want to get Ship 35 to a point where they do another 1 minute duration static fire just to really get some good data on the resonant frequency from those downcomers. I didn't do it. Somebody hit the panic button. There we go. New overpressure alarm just dropped. I wouldn't expect volume delivery of Slate until 2028. Where's the, like, that's what I mean. What's your plan for scaling? Where's this factory? At a $20,000 price point, people are going to buy these things like crazy. You're going to need 100,000 cars a year. Where's your factory to do that? Like, and I'm actually asking if anybody has information on this, do it. I can't find anything about this. I don't know where Slate's factory is. Then again, I haven't really gone on a big deep dive on it to, like, admittedly. Oh, we got a vent. It's going to be in Indiana. Oh yeah, Klingbang? Where? Please tell me. I read it today. Okay. Any more information on this? So it's going to be. They haven't made it yet? Warsaw, Indiana. Let's take a look. In the meantime, let's see what we can see. They're going to retrofit something. Well, you're going to need something with a pretty damn big industrial footprint here. Oh, here we go. What's this? That's got to be it. LSC Communications. Slate bought that factory. It's graded for. Look at that road. Oh, absolutely, dude. Yeah. You have a heavy road. There's another one over here for whatever that is. There's railroads. You have tracks in here, tracks in here. Okay. I'm wondering what LCS Communications did. Yeah, the rail delivery, dude, for sure. Yeah. This factory was built in 1958. Interesting. You're in and out of there semi-regularly. This place? There's another industrial building over here, and then there's a couple right here and here. Apparently, it's an old printing factory. LSC Communications is an American printing company based in Chicago. The company was established in 2016 as a corporate spinoff from R.R. Donnelley. It owns Publishers Research and Education Association and Dover Publications. Here's the exact location. Okay. That's where Slate's factory is. I mean, guys, like, okay, you guys can say I might be moving the goalposts here, but I'm not entirely sure that that is a big enough factory to hit 100,000 cars. You guys got to remember, at a $20,000 price point, people are going to buy this. They're going to buy a lot of them. It's only the left one. This is an old paper mill. I know that because I used to move rolling stock in and out of here. In and out of this exact building, or not? Huh. Interesting. It's not, unless the truck is next level simple. Yeah, that's what I mean. Well, Ernock, that's cool. That's good to know. Dude, that building's not big enough for 100,000. It's not. You want to see a factory that's big enough for 100,000? Here. That's big enough for 100,000 cars. That's GM Flint. That's a big enough factory for 100,000 a year. Do you think they're just doing final assembly there? Maybe, Aqualex. Yeah, I mean, you're going to need... So they're using plastic. They have plastic quarter panels and stuff, which is whatever. I don't care. Whatever. It is what it is. Hey, I was just there. Yeah. They're using plastic quarters, so they're gonna need a huge injection molding facility, right? You need tires. You need suspension. Where are you getting all this from? Where's the frame coming from? Where are you making that? You're gonna need a stamping facility. Some of it's got to be metal somewhere, dude. That building might be used for final assembly, dude, but that's not... That's not big enough. It's not a big enough facility, believe it or not. So why do so just in case anybody's wondering, what's my 100,000 a year metric? What does that mean? 100,000 a year is enough to keep to go. Like, heck, even 50,000 a year would be fine. In the industry, guys, if you can hit 6-figure a year for your production numbers for car in the automotive industry for cars, That's a good car. Every single car that is in the top 10 of like cars sold all time, right, has hit six-figure production for a number of years. The Mark I Mustang, the Ford Mustang, first generation, good example. Model T, another good example. Model A, another good example. Chevy Impala, 67 Impala, same thing. Pinto, believe it or not, Volkswagen Beetle. 100,000 is good. That's good enough. If you like, but Slate can't. This is the other thing that I'm saying. Slate can't. There's no way they're gonna do like 30,000 cars a year at a $20,000 price point. There's no way that's gonna happen. At a $20,000 price point, everybody's gonna want to buy one of these things. So I hope you have a plan to scale. And I'm not saying that they don't. I'm just generally wondering what it is. That facility is not big enough for 100,000 cars. If you're selling Jeeps and trucks at a $20,000 price point, you're going to need a bigger factory. I have, Pace. I've seen that. Yep. Flint Complex has everything. Engine, metal fab. Yeah, it's a full plant. Yeah. But that's what I mean. Like, this would be... I know this sounds dumb, guys, but that's the cheapest way to build a vehicle. Like, vertical integration. Everything is here. The engine plant's here. The transmissions are made here. The cars are made here. Everything is made here. That's the cheapest way to do this. Henry Ford figured that out 100 years ago. So if you have a horizontally integrated company that's trying to sell cars or trucks at a $20,000 price point, right? You best be thinking about scale. How are you going to like, I'm just, and this once again, this is my question with Slate. How are you going to do that? How are you going to do that? That's a hard problem to solve. I'm not saying they can't. I'm a little bit on the skeptical side, dudes. That sounds too good to be true. I'm not going to lie. Interesting theory, weather guy. Tinfoil hat theory. Bezos is backing it because Amazon could help design the distributed logistics feeding and extracting from that factory. He already has helped design that scale. When they say Bezos backed, weather guy, what does that mean? Is he an investor? Is he a stakeholder? Does he own the company? What does that mean? Have we ever bothered to see how he's involved with this? I think they contracted out a bunch of stuff. Ship it in and assemble only there, all I can see. Slate raised at least $111 million in Series A financing, including an undisclosed amount from Bezos. Several other wealthy individuals also invested. Mark Walter, the controlling owner of the Dodgers and CEO of Guggenheim Partners, and Thomas Tull, who is a lead investor of Rebuild Manufacturing. $111 million for Series A financing is not enough to scale. They're probably trying to get investors and by announcing it now and showing a prototype, so they don't have okay, that's what I mean. Hold on, they don't have a. They're going to start with lower production numbers, which means the car is not going to sell at 20,000 a pop. It's not. The company would hemorrhage cash. You're going to need more investors. Because 111 million is, that's a good amount, but that, it's $27K with a $7,000 rebate. So, like, I'm into fishing. I've been really hyped on small truck designs. I'm looking for something to use to get out and fish. This thing only has a 1,000-pound tow capacity in a 5-foot box. My small kayak is 10 foot long. So go buy an old work truck, man. Go buy an old work truck, dude. Or a bed extension, like Geek said. Tooling up a plant would be in the billions. Exactly. Bob, so this sounds like they have a plan for scaling, but they're not gonna, they can't realize it until They can't realize it until they get more than $111 million. That, I mean, granted, that's only Series A funding. If they get Series B funding in the billions, maybe. But once again, guys, I've thought about this. Scaling a car is no joke. That's hard to do. That's like rocket science levels of difficult. Maybe they have a plan to sell on low margins, but basically break even. You're Toothless. I guarantee you are not breaking even on selling at a 27K price point. You're not breaking even. That's not how this works. There's no way that thing costs 30 grand to make. Even if they sold it at cost, there's no way. Okay, so you're not making any money. I don't think this will be as popular as you think. Sure, it's super cheap, but it's also an EV. Dude, it's all over social media, Kelly. And who knows how long the rebate is going to last. The rebate only lasts after you sell a certain amount of vehicles. So like Tesla, you don't get that rebate with Teslas anymore because they sold too many vehicles. 2 minutes article? Something like that, Guju, yeah. Every Mini for the first 5 years was sold at a loss, and they made up for that because they could scale. To be fair, products have gone viral and then massively underperform when they release, so I may be wrong. That's what I'm trying to tell you, dude. That's what I'm trying to tell you. There's no way. So, there's no way they're going to sell this at 20K. There's no way they're going to be able to scale. If they do either one of those things prematurely, the company will go bankrupt. Even Tesla. Tesla had to do this. They had to go through this exact same thing. Elon had to jump through these exact same hoops, and Tesla almost went bankrupt. They were close. Exactly, Bob. There you go. He barely made it work, and that was with billions of dollars behind the damn thing. You'd be looking at $1 billion for R&D, kitting out the factory, training for workers is another $1 billion. Doesn't include all the back-end stuff like dealership, servicing, sales, marketing. There you go, one man. That's minimum viable. You're not getting anywhere with $111 million. I'm sorry, that's not happening. That's not going to get you very far in the automotive industry, dude. Believe me, I like cars. I know a lot about them. I mean the demand, not the company, though. I agree with your point. Yeah. All right, guys. I said we'd wait a little longer on the static fire. It doesn't look like the tank farm is spooling much. Even Tesla is struggling a bit. They're in the green for now, but they're ramping a lot for robotaxi in their semi-factory. Yeah. Factory's going to need a decent amount of work, too. There was some demolition added in September 24, followed by a fire. It's not in too good a shape. Would Starship ever get to the point where they don't have to do static fires anymore? Probably smokes. Falcon 9 used to... Dude, every Falcon 9 used to static fire before launch. Now they don't even bother. They only static fire crew missions. Do we know how much they paid for that factory? It looks like the property developer has it listed at 50 cents a square foot. And it's 1.4 million square feet. Okay, that's not bad. Maybe, Tessa. How are you going to do that in this day and age, though? Are you going to make it overseas? This is a new factory that Tesla's building in Nevada. Baron, we actually saw the video about that the other day, about the semi-factory, which is pretty cool. That's the kind of scale I'm talking about. You need a pretty hardcore industrial base to scale like that. But, I don't know, what do I know, dude? Calling it now. Car is your standard bending unit. Bender Bending Rodriguez. Look, I hope Slade succeeds. I really would like them to succeed. That would be pretty cool. Low cost, low buck cars are something that we stopped doing because it's got to have all these quirks and features. No, it really doesn't. Not in this day and age. Heck, man, if I was running a car company right now, I wouldn't even have a radio in the damn thing. Why? Why have a radio in the car? Who listens to the freaking radio? Plug your phone in. That's what everyone does. I mean, I listen to the radio, but that's because my cars are old. That's what Slate is doing. Yeah, there you go. So there's a clue. Sure. Give me a box with 4 wheels and a motor. Yep, there you go. Oh, speaking of 4 wheels and a motor, Titan's here. Hello. Hello, Babas. How you doing? How you doing? What are you staring at? You staring at my sandals? That's weird. Hey, Bree.
Titan likes feet pics.
This is weird. Hello, Babas. Hello. Hello, my boy. You're so good. You're a good boy. Are you a good boy?
Yeah.
You a good boy?
Yeah, I was just out on my nightly pee pee poo poo.
Did you go pee pee?
Yeah.
Did you go poo poo?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, that's great. Oh, yeah.
It was a good day. What's going on in Boca Chica?
Static fire for ship 35.
When are they taking you from me again?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I was thinking, granted the stuff we were talking about and all the stuff we need to do around here, maybe I should do a Starship cast from here for Flight 9.
Up to you.
I don't know. We got to talk. I got to talk to NSF, see if they need me down there.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking.
Primo's going with you to Texas? I don't know. Chat says hi. Chat's saying hi to you too, Babas.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Jen.
Look at this boy. Look at how good of a boy he is. Come here. Come on up here. Come here. Come here. No? You don't want a hug? You don't want a hug? Oh, you want pets. You want me to come to you. I see how you are, you stubborn. He's like, that takes effort. Hello.
Sounds like a lot of work.
Sounds like a lot of work. What? Why are you looking at me like that?
I'm tired. Alright.
All right, baby.
We're just waiting we come say hi. You ready to go back inside?
He's like, yeah, I'm out.
Go back to sleep.
All right, see you, babe. Love you. He wants a treat. He does, but I don't have any up here. Fresh video from Lunar Outpost. See last, please, sir. What's up? I want you to go down. That stream with Gene was awesome. The dog talks? Yeah, did you not hear him? Who wins the stubborn contest? Me. Probably still smells the fuel. Oh, jeez. Sadly, talk in the startup space is hot and cheap. I wish for them to succeed, but the competition is hot. I don't know if the Chinese OEMs flood the States like they do in Europe, but they are cheap. They don't. We don't really have that around here, Orange. But, yeah. Either way. On the other hand, Tesla's targeting a launch of a new model in the coming months that's 24K, 4 seats, and a 4-door sedan. See, that I'd believe, Baron. That I would believe because Tesla can scale. Tesla scales. That's my thing, man. Like, and like, I'm not even that big of an EV guy. Like, to be honest with you, I think they're cool. They're neat. I don't have a problem with them, right? Elon understands scale. He understands that you got to build a lot of cars. If you want to be in the automotive industry, you got to build cars. It's weird, huh? It's amazing to me how many people don't understand that somehow are in the automotive industry. I mean, Bob, you know what I'm talking about. What is with these people? Like these people, it seems like there's a lot of automotive executives out there that want to do everything but make automobiles. Interesting one, man. I don't know, man. I feel like what's with these people? Like, what are they thinking about? I don't know. You know, like, I mean, the games industry is the same way. Hazanku, I'm going to say this, and it sounds derogatory, but the enshittification is real. That's actually a word in the dictionary. It's called enshittification. It's real. You can look it up. How did everything get so poopy? It's all poopy doopy, man. What the heck? What happened? This might be only a fair bit of Tesla stock. You're rooting for Slate, but there's a graveyard full of Tesla killers. That's what I'm saying. No one understands scale. They don't understand that you got to build a lot of these things. You know? Elon revolutionized the industry with the Terra Gigafactory as much as Henry Ford did with the assembly line. PHP, you're right. That was smart. He's smart because he knew he needed to build a lot. That's the only way you're ever going to break even. But dude, the Gigafactory that's a vertically integrated structure. Vertical integration is Ford's idea. That was Henry Ford's idea. Dude, the first Gigafactory was built in 1925. The Rouge in Michigan, man. That's a Gigafactory. It's been around for 100 years. Elon just took Henry Ford's playbook and did it with electric vehicles. He did take his playbook. You know, that phrase means something completely different now than it did 5 years ago. Okay, maybe I should Maybe we should change that analogy a little bit next time. Oh, I thought about it for a second, and now, yeah, the context of that statement changes. When it comes to car manufacturing, is what I'm talking about. Holy balls! Yeah, he did. Crap! It's ruining all my good analogies, man. The GIF got all screwed up. Anyways, horses. I think it's time for Grand Theft Equus. On that bombshell. Nope. EJ, you coffee guy. Every day, dude. Where's your cowboy hat? This is my space cowboy hat, alright? Alright, we're gonna start up Grand Theft Equus. Space Nerd Plays Red Dead Part 2. So I'm gonna jog the VOD, we'll jump over to Red Dead, and we'll go from there. Last before you go. At least he didn't copy Walt Disney. I gotta jog the VOD. I'll be right back. Thank you for watching. I'll be back in a second.